What's up my loves, my name is Paige, this is Pages with Paige, and this is the start of a new reading vlog. So for the month of August, I asked my mum to pick out 5 books from 25 to fulfill particular prompts for the last round of the Newt's Magical Readathon. Since G isn't promoting it, I just thought I'd quickly chat about that and then move on. I will be fulfilling the challenges throughout the rest of the year and just seeing how we go. And then hopefully participating when she creates something that isn't associated with the Harry Potter world, because yeah, J.K. Rowling is flaming hot garbage. I love this readathon, so I still wanted to participate but not overly promote it, so that's this. And yeah, so I have 4 of the books that Mum picked for me. She did The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett, The Bad Guys by Aaron Babley, The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton, The Burning by Laura Bates, and A Madness So Discreet by Minnie McGuinness. She's currently reading A Madness So Discreet, so that's over with her stack, so she's working on that now, and she's already read The Burning by Laura Bates. She picked it up after seeing it in the options and has already finished it. She really enjoyed it, and once I've read it, hopefully we can talk about it. But tonight, I just need a quick, easy thing to read, so I'm going to read The Bad Guys, and yeah, won't take me long, so I thought I'd bring you along for the ride. So, just finished this. It's 4 stars. It's really cute. I can see why the kids are absolutely obsessed with it at school. I think that's great that they take such a twist on the bad guys, and yeah, they're trying to like make themselves be good. I'd happily keep reading these. Like, it took me less than 10 minutes. So yeah, I might continue on with the series sometime and just pick one up whenever I need a little bit of a chuckle. It was nothing earth-shattering, but I could see that kids would just get so much fun out of this, and I could see this working really well in a unit of character analysis and looking at, like, why are they trying to change? Like, why is this important to be the good guys? Why do they have such a bad rap? Like, and all that stuff, and I think that's really cute. So yeah, really happy with this. Glad that Mum picked it because it was nice, short and easy, and I've already read one thing in August, so that's a win for me. I really don't know what I'm going to pick up next. I don't think I have audiobooks for any of these, but we shall see. I'm leaning more towards The Burning, so then Mum and I can have a discussion about it, but I definitely won't be starting it tonight. Yeah. Anyway, so that's day 1, August 1st, and I've completed one of the books that Mum picked, and she did a good job. It was lots of fun. If I get through all of these, I can pick up another humorous book that she picked after it, which is Knocked Out by Manunganungas by Louise Renison. So yeah, but I've got 4 more books to go, although 2, 3 are YA and then a historical fiction. So I think the one that would take me the longest is The Vanishing Half. I think The Outsiders will then take me a while, even though it's only 216 pages. I think that it could be quite, the writing not really be my vibe, so it could take me a while, and then I'm not sure between A Madness So Discreet and The Burning what one would take me longer, but I'll let you know when I do. So yeah, I'll check in with you when I decide what I'm going to read next. Hello, so it's now 12:50 AM on the 2nd of August and I picked my next book and I read 180 pages of it. So The Burning is following Anna, who has moved from the UK to Scotland, and she is trying to run away from her past. And I've just got up to where her past comes back to haunt her, and this book is really powerful about the impact of technology and just how shitty men mostly can be. I can't begin to express my frustrations with what the protagonist has had to go through, and having been a victim of that sort of thing myself, in terms of like sexual harassment, not sexual assault, but like these guys are just disgusting, and my heart is going out to the protagonist because it's horrible what she's going through, and you just want it to be okay, and it's not for her. And yeah, wow. So I'm gonna keep going, listening to the audiobook while reading along. I'm only listening to it on 2x speed, so I could not read along and just listen to it, but I'm enjoying listening to it and reading, so that's what I'm gonna keep doing. I am really tired though, so I will probably pack up and for the night and then go sit in bed and continue reading. I might just read another 20 pages. And then, yeah, so I'll read from chapter 25 to chapter 28, and then I'll have 130 pages to read tomorrow if I want to finish it tomorrow. Otherwise I can take my time with it. I need to read 40 pages of City of Brass by Jaxiejaxreads. That's a buddy read with Jacqueline from Jaxiejaxreads on Instagram. I'll leave that link below. And yeah, I'm really excited to get into it, but I got consumed with this and just wanted to focus on this, so I didn't read the 20 pages that we're doing today, but that's separate, so you'll hear about that probably in my wrap-up because I'm not going to be vlogging that. But yeah, I realised that I have like 4 other books I need to read this month, and I'm just like, oh dear. So I'm glad Mum did me a solid with a few short ones. I have no idea where she's up to on A Madness So Discreet, but when she finishes it, I will add it to the pile, and yeah, I'm really happy with the progress that I've made already on her picks, and I'm really enjoying them. So right now, just over the halfway mark. This is sitting at a 4.5 star rating, but it could go either way. It could stay the same. The ending could knock it up into a 5, or it could be crap and knock it down to a 3. I know that Mum wasn't particularly happy with the ending, so I'm curious to see how it is. But yeah, I just wanted to document that, and yeah, like I've only had 1 drink, but I also wanted to document that I drank for the first time in 5 years tonight, and I don't know, that's like a whole other issue, but yeah, I just wanted it on video that I had done it, so that's a thing that happened, and I'm no different from any other time that I've stayed up until 1 o'clock in the morning, so yeah, good fun. Alrighty, well, I'm gonna go do things and go to bed and keep reading or go to sleep. I'll check in with you when I pick up this book next. Hello, so it's now Tuesday the 4th of August, and yesterday I finished The Burning and I adored it. So this is a 4.5 star read. So I adored everything about this. I think that the messages in it are really powerful. Mum did end up reading this once. She had put it on my TBR. She's like, yeah, I'm gonna read it before you. And I was like, okay, suit yourself, have fun. And now she's on like a YA kick and it's really funny. But we were discussing this and she really hates the ending, and I totally understand why. As someone who, she's very much against Facebook and like social media, and that's totally cool, like she has it, but like she just feels that it makes more problems than actually solves, and like I totally understand where she's coming from. I just don't agree with that either. So for me the ending was just so empowering and like amazing, but she was like, why would you do that? And I was like, so definitely recommend this, and then we can chat about the ending like privately so we don't spoil anyone. But good lord, this was, I can't deal with how relevant and accurate it is. Like the whole book, it's like, girls, you should not be putting your pictures out there. You shouldn't be sexual. You shouldn't be this. You shouldn't be wearing short clothes. You should treat men properly. You should be the angels, the walking, beautiful women that you are, and you should not sexualize your body. And this book goes, bitch, I ain't. I'm wearing my clothes. I'm doing my thing. I'm enjoying my life. I'm being who I want to be, and then I get pressured. And it's like, I'm just doing my life and men are coming in and ruining it. They are the ones that are causing the issues. They are the ones that are not facing any consequences, and yet this girl is getting suspended over things that she didn't do and has no control of. Like there's one scene where the guys are like being absolutely horrible to her friends, and she turns around and goes, just shut the fuck up, and she gets detention. And like, typical. That is what happens, because they need to send a message that you can't swear at school, but like not actually address the bullying that's happened, and it's absolutely rampant in so many schools. Because like, why would we address that? Anyway, so it got me girdles going a little bit. But yeah, I just really adored how it handled things. I think there is definitely room for improvement. It does read quite young, and there were elements of it that were a touch unnecessary or unresolved, but for the most part I just had a really good time with it. And I definitely think that if you're a high school librarian, put this in the library. Yes, there is swearing in it. Yes, there's like nudity, there's sexual assault, but y'all, it's important, like seriously important. I think as a teen, because I was so like insecure, I did things that I'm not proud of, and as an adult I'm like, okay, I'm like in a better space, I understand what I'm doing now. But if I had have had this, I would have realized sooner that, or potentially, that I'm being manipulated in the situations that I am, and that's not okay, and there is actually ways to get out of it. Like if someone shares your nudes, that is, and you're underage, that is distributing child pornography, so they can get done for that. But people don't realize that you can take it further. And yeah, so I think this is really, really impactful. And yeah, so I think I'm gonna set up Gavin's TBR to pick my next read. So he's been doing this higher or lower game, and I just watch Neeks do it as well, and so I really want to just do it to pick my next read. So it's either going to be, I'll do it between all three, so we'll do 2 rounds, and I'll put the books out in the order that I want to read them. So like between the 2 that I'm like, yeah, okay, I can read either one at the moment, maybe one more than the other for particular reasons, and then do it against the one that I'm really excited to read. So yeah, I'm gonna go set that up, and I will chat with you soon. Alright, hello. So I realised it seemed a bit stupid going from my least excited to my middle excitement, and then if I lost, doing it the other way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go from my least excited to my most excited to read, and if this wins, then I will put it up against my, don't really mind, either way. Then there's the potential for it to be a little bit hazardous. But if I lose, then I'll put that against that. So we'll see how it goes. Here we go. Oh my god, why am I so nervous? I've taken the jokers out because I don't know what they mean, so...
I'm doing this, oh my god. Oh, okay, let's go higher. Okay, lower. Okay, higher. Okay, let's go lower. Yes! Okay. We're turning my favour. Okay, so that's round one.
So I will not be reading Amanda So Discreet, so now it's going to be my middle, I'm keen to, or my most excited for.
Alright. Many nerves. Let's see how we go. So, fuck me. Alright, let's go higher. Oh, does that mean I lose? Okay, so I am going to have my deck and higher. Okay. Because, like, I don't think that middle roll's fair. So that's my cheat. So, lower. Lower. Higher. Oh! Oh my god, I'm so devastated. Oh. Alright, well.
I will be reading The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton first. That was actually really fun. I would happily do that again for my future reads. So yeah, I am going to go to bed and start this tomorrow, but I'm glad I know what I'm reading next. Hello, so I accidentally got a bit busy having a social life. What? So I am now only just about to pick up The Outsiders, but I have the audiobooks, so let's do this. Hello my loves, it's been a little while since I've checked in. It is now midnight on the 8th of August, and I recently finished The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton. Fun fact, S.E. Hinton is a woman. I did not know that. Like it does say her first book, she was just 17. But yeah, didn't realise. So, fun fact. This was amazing. I was sitting listening to the audiobook while reading along, and my mum was sitting on the couch, and she just looked over, and I was trying not to cry. I managed not to cry, but I got really, really teary. This was really lovely's the wrong word, because you're following socias and greasers are like hoodlums and people that like they gel their hair back, and socias are like, speaking of hair, and socias are these like really prestigious people that go around just bashing people for the fun of it. And yeah, so Pony Boy is our protagonist, and he gets himself in a bit of strife. And I think this is so beautiful, and just, it really is a book about teenagers of all ages, like of all the span of teenage years, and what it means to be a teenager, what it feels like to be a teenager. And I can see how this was so revolutionary. And the beginning of YA. I don't want to go into much detail, but definitely a 5-star. My mum had, like, she's done me solid 2 4-stars and a 5-star read. Like, she's done mint. Anyway, so yeah, definitely highly recommend checking this out if you haven't. If you like the like stereotypical hoodlums but with a heart of gold. So I have 2 left of mum picks. I'm going to be reading The Vanishing Half for Shelley-A-Thon, which starts on the 16th, so I won't be reading that till then. And then I am reading Amanda So Discreet for Mary Shelley-A-Thon, which is throughout the entire month, so I can read this whenever. However, I am very behind on some buddy reads, so I'm going to put both of these down for now, and I'm going to start on my buddy reads, and I will check in with you probably either on the 16th when I start the Vanishing Half, or if I decide I get through my buddy reads and decide to pick them up. Amanda's so discreet sooner. I will do that. And yeah, I think that's all for now. So I will check in with you later. Hello my loves. So it's been a little while since I've done an update for My Mum Picks My TBR video. I am still 77 pages into The Vanishing Half by Brit Bennett, and I haven't picked it up since, but we'll hopefully get to it either tomorrow or on Monday after work. But in exciting news, I did finish Amanda's So Discreet by Minnie McGuinness, and I'm giving this 5 stars. It was absolutely fantastic, and Minnie McGuinness is definitely a new favourite author of mine, and I want to pick up everything that she's written. She has a way of just writing stories that I relate to the characters so well, and like their inner darkness is just expressed so eloquently that I'm falling in love with them. And then the banter between the protagonist and the gentleman in this is so well done, but it's not crass and it's not a relationship. It's like, he is a doctor, she is a patient. There is no crossing of that boundaries, and it's just absolutely beautiful. So yeah, really happy to have read this. It was a great pick from Mum. So I think she's given me 2 5-star reads and 2 4-star reads, I think, off my memory. But yeah, my mum knows my reading taste. She's so talented at that. But yeah, so I really enjoyed this, and I know that when we were talking about this, she ended up picking it up before me, and she also really enjoyed it. And I messaged her being like, I'm in love with this person, and she's like, I don't remember that name, but I know it's a good story. So yeah, I'm very excited to pass this on to my roommate, who is interested in reading it as well. So I don't know how the rest of my reading is going to go with working full-time and social engagements and wanting to get videos up and just wanting time for myself as well. I'm feeling like I'm starting to peak in stress levels, even though this is all just my hobby, but I feel like guilty that I haven't read much this month. And then I look at next month's TBR, which is over there, and I stress because we've got lots going on and not enough hours in a day, but it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. But yeah, so I will check in when I finish it, The Vanishing Half, or if I have any thoughts on it, but hopefully I will have that done sooner rather than. It's now the 14th of September and I am in a reading slump. Yay! So I think the last time we talked I was on chapter 5 of Vanishing Half by Brit Bennett. Would have been about 2 weeks ago. I'm now up to page 145. Fuck my life. I wanted to have this vlog go up last month, and it's still going. So this has become my book club book for this month, so I'm doing questions on it, and yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. Probably sitting at a close to a 3.54, unless the story starts going in a way that might kick it up a few notches, but I feel like it's about to hit that point, so I literally was just like, oh. So yeah, curious to see how that all plays out. And yeah, so no real updates on anything else because I'm hopeless at vlogging and I'm hopeless at reading at the moment. Yay, we love that. So it's now part of the Not Safe for Workathon, and I'm going to make that book fit in my TBR somehow, and I'll check in on the Not Safe for Workathon vlog with what that actually is going to be. So I'll keep you updated over there. I'll keep going and trudging through this until I finish, hopefully by this weekend, because it's book club on Sunday and I'm the one that's running the discussion, so fingers crossed I get it done. But yeah. And yeah, I'll check in with you hopefully sooner than I have before. Hello my loves, so it is now Thursday morning at about 12:30, and I listened to 120 pages of The Vanishing Half today. What the hell? So I started on page 145 and now on page 165. So I have about 3 hours of the audiobook left, maybe a little bit less. And yeah, so because I was doing it while doing masters, I don't feel like I've retained the story as well, but it is so fascinating seeing why people would choose to be white or choose to stay black and the interactions that they have. I was talking to a lady from book club and she was like, I didn't like the jumping around with the time frames, and I can totally see how that would be annoying, I suppose, but like for me, listening to the audiobook, I don't really notice it. I just pick up that like we're in a different time period and like this is what's happening with that, and I don't find it to be jarring, but I think that is definitely an audiobook experience, and if I was reading it I would be struggling to be like, where are we now? But because the audiobook just flows, it's like, oh okay, so now we're following Stella's back at this time, yeah cool, that makes sense. But yeah, I can understand that as a critique. I'm just enjoying it. I'm not loving it. I feel like there's things that are happening, but it's like at the same time I'm like, I could put this down and I'd be okay. So maybe that's closer to a 3.5. I'm still figuring out my rating system. But I'm enjoying what I'm reading, so usually that's a 4 unless something goes really wrong and then I'm like, I do not want to read this. Yeah, so I think I'll check in to this vlog before I upload it because book club's on Sunday and I'm hoping I have the day off tomorrow, so I'm hoping to finish this then. How many pages do I have? It was less than 100 pages to go, so that's so exciting. Oh yeah, I'm good. So yeah, making my way through this, enjoying it. I think it's really interesting. I love having the different characters interact and like how the story progresses, because it's following twins and then one of them disappears from like the face of the earth and it's them following their daughters and they meet, and I think it's really fascinating. I want to go more into some of the side characters as well, but given that it's one, an intergenerational story, and two, not really like a main focus, I like that the representation's there, but I'll have to look up some Own Voices reviews of how they feel towards that particular character, because there is trans rep in this. And yeah, I don't have much else to say. I'm still just like feeling, yeah, I like it. I'm happy to finish it, and I'm so happy that I'm reading again because I was stressing. I'm gonna pop to bed. I went for a run. I did my master's catch up. I went dreamy hunting and found Winnie, and yeah, I've had a really lovely afternoon. So happy to call it a night. My partner is gonna call me at 6:37 tomorrow just to wake me up so I can start my day because it is my day off, so I would just sleep until 10. But he's getting up early for the announcement for the PS5 release date and time, so my overall experience with The Vanishing Half has been not as engaging perhaps as what it was with the other ones my mum has picked. So I was really captivated by The Burning, and Amanda's so discreet, and my brain, The Bad Guys was a really quick read, so that didn't make too much of an impact. And so it was, oh, The Outsiders, that's what it was. Oh, beautiful. So yeah, I really enjoyed it when I remembered what it was. So yeah, Mum's done me a real solid, and then The Vanishing Half was more the one that I wanted her to pick because it was new. So I'm happy to have checked it off. I'm going to bounce off and go to bed because I'm exhausted. I will check in with you when I have an update. Hello my loves. So this is the final vlog clip for Mum Picks My TBR. So on Thursday, and it is now Sunday the 20th, yes, I finished The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett, and I am thrilled to be giving it a 3.54 stars. Now, I think the reason that I'm only giving it a 3.54 star was thanks to the discussion of my book club today, which is why I didn't film a clip talking about my thoughts when I first finished reading it, because I knew that we were discussing it today. So essentially, I feel like this is so amazing, and I'm so glad that so many people can take things away from it, but because it's not something that is my experience, we can have discussion points around it, but there was no end to the narrative, or it wasn't a completed story, because it's an ongoing story, and that's totally okay. Just going in, I was expecting a full circle narrative, and that's not exactly what happened. The time jumps were a bit confusing for some people. I found it okay listening to it through the audiobook, but aside from that, yeah, it was a really interesting story. I was intrigued to see what was happening with main twins and then their daughters. The way that they meet was really interesting. I thought that it was a little bit unrealistic in the way that the characters acted in being obsessing over this family. But I also understand, like, you've heard about these people but they've never really spoken about them, and then you find these people and it's like, what? I thought that was really engaging and unique look on race, gender, identity, experiences, growing up in different environments, privilege, appearing white does for people. And yeah, it's definitely such a good exploration, and we had such good discussions on some really interesting topics today that were addressed through this book. So I'm really happy that we could use it as a springboard for that discussion. Given this a 3.54 stars, and that means I've completed my mum's TBR. Finally! It's not halfway through the next month. It's fine. I wasn't in a reading slump. We're all good. So the other reason I gave this 3.54 was because I slumped with it. I know that it was this book because when I picked up other ones, I flew through them. I had no trouble sitting down and getting in the swing of it. It's just this one in particular I could not get into, and I think it's because it was so here, there, everywhere, non-linear fashion, which suits the book, because when you're reflecting on your past and on your life, you don't remember it chronologically. Just as a reader, it was really hard for me to get into. So let's do a summary. The first thing I read for Mum Picks My TBR was The Bad Guys by Aaron Babley, and I gave this 4 stars. I think this is hilarious. Love being able to recommend it to kids. It's a quick and easy read, and it gets them interested into reading straight off the bat. Next was The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton, and I gave this 5 stars. This is following the Socks and the Greasers as they have a rivalry and things that unshoe, and stay gold on Pony Boy. The next was The Burning by Laura Bates, and this was a really interesting take on social media and leaving your past behind. Things that, the actions that other people do onto you, and just being able to find yourself and find strength in standing up for what is right. I think Laura Bates has some really interesting points on sexism, on sexting, on a whole range of feminist topics, and I'm really excited to read her project, which is Everyday Sexism, as well as Girl Up. 4 stars for that. It was really funny listening to Mum talk about the ending and how she was like, no, that's not okay, that's not a good choice, and I'm like, that was the best choice ever. So the next was my favorite read out of the whole lot, and that was A Madness So Discreet by Minnie McGinnis. Minnie McGinnis's writing just does things to me, and Thornhollow and Grace, they're dynamic. It's perfection. It's not a romance. It's a girl that goes to an asylum because she's been impregnated through rape, and trigger warning for a whole slew of things, sexual assault. There's lobotomies happening while it's not on page. There is a graphic depiction of like scarring and things like that, murder, whole range of things. And so she has to pretend to be mad to essentially help this psychologist or criminologist to hunt down the bad guys. And yeah, she's not allowed to talk. It was so fascinating, so atmospheric, and I absolutely adored it. And Minnie McGinnis has cemented herself as one of my favorite authors because just everything she writes is so fascinating. And then, as discussed, The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett was a 3.54 star read, and yeah, I won't go back into that because you have just watched me talk about it, so awesome. So these are the books that I have read for Mum Picks My TBR. I'm so thankful that she went through and picked these out for me. it just means the world to me that she's willing to be a part of my videos and stuff. Like, I just love being able to include everyone in my life in these videos. So yeah, let me know in the comments, do you think my mum knows my reading taste well? Based off those star ratings, I'd say she's got a pretty good knack of it. And if you would like to see her in any more videos, she's not coming up as frequently, but I will try my best to get her in when I can. And yeah, if you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more of this mess, feel free to subscribe, and I'll hopefully see you in my next video. Bye!